and
Yeah.
fucking.
I didn't agree with his comment because we're all supposed to take a stand. You're supposed to take a stand sooner or later. And if what the Republican Party was doing is being a bully, and you always tell people to stand up for a bully, if you've been trying to have conversation and communicate and they're not listening, why are you gonna keep getting slapped in the face? You got to stand up for yourself sooner or later.
I understand the sentiment. I think the sentiment that he was trying to make was it's more important to get these people these funds. You got all these people out of work. You're talking about cutting off at the time, not providing SNAP benefits for families who need it. So when Charlemagne said what he said, I agree. It sounded fucked up. Like, just fold up and goddamn give them what they want, so we can get these people they benefits. But like, this shit been over since the big beautiful bill even came out. We all do this shit as players in this social media era. Is everybody's gonna have their opinion, and everybody gonna think that their opinion is more important than the next opinion. Also, people will say things and you want to crucify them to join the in crowd or to get your likes up. We talk about it all the time. I understood Charlemagne's sentiment. I think he was irresponsible for not explaining what his sentiment was.
And that's kind of what Roland Martin was saying. Like, when you on his mic and you're speaking, if you have a platform, there's a large amount of people that's going to believe what you say. And with Charlemagne's platform being so big, with him saying that, just because it's said don't mean it's factual, don't mean it's true. But Roland Martin's also an old school journalist. And we talked about it before, like, the podcast world is needed, and the journalism, being a real journalism is needed. But because it's almost like a checks and balance, like anything else.
Right.
Just because it's factual don't mean we can't have a conversation about why it's factual. But in a sense, I kind of understand, because the healthcare premiums were going to go up. But how much more are they going up? Because once again, it comes down to food availability and healthcare affordability. Yeah, you got food, but now you go to the hospital, you can't afford to go to the hospital. You damn sure can't afford to catch an EMT, because EMT prices are ridiculous.
Nigga.
Like,
you better off flagging a motherfucker down trying to hitch a ride with a motherfucker than calling an ambulance.
Yeah, and then it's coming out your check. So what do you have left over from your check? Like, I believe it's a balance, but I understand hunger is always gonna be something that people cut ties with people over food.
People hurt people. People take from people. People go in people's houses when they hungry.
Yeah, and Charlemagne's been saying it over several weeks. Don't get me wrong, like, he's stuck by his guns. He said it like, I don't know if they should keep holding out. I don't know if they should keep holding out. But what it did, it came down to the airlines.
Right.
That's what they said. They said when the airlines stop, then something's gonna happen. But remember, it has to go back through, and they slid in some other shit. I don't know if you've seen some Republicans mad. They slid in where some other Republicans should be able to get money back from something with January 6th and being able to sue. You have to go back and look, but they said they snuck something in there, and it might have to be pulled back and re-voted anyway. And they said it's about time, because in January when they vote, like, ain't nobody be catching no flights, so it could be coming out to another shutdown.
Man, we just in a weird fucking place. Politics is the most depressing shit in the world. Once upon a time, it was like, let me go over here and see what these people talking about. And now it's like nobody is making any fucking sense.
But I think it's also your understanding of politics now compared to back then.
I mean, for sure. But this whole, we supposed to represent this country. We're supposed to represent the country. And everything is super divided. We divided the country more in the last 12 years than the first 200. You feel me? So when you come here for information, cause like we gonna stand behind real information, but we also are given a opinion where people don't say this on their podcast. They don't push the opinion part. I may not be right, but my opinion is my opinion. You feel me? And I don't come from a political science background or anything like that. I'm a veteran of the United States Army. Shout out to the vets. Yesterday was Veterans Day. Shout out to all the vets, man, in a real way. But here we are more of we take a more satirical approach, man. Take what we say as thought provoking and use it to, develop your own opinion. Or shit, come on this motherfucker and say what your opinion is. You feel me? This is just grown up talk, man. By the way, this is the BOTB Live Show. I'm Jay Walton III. That's my brother Carolina Dirt, man. My drinking partner. I got me a little cold Billy. I'm gonna sip on while we do this shit. Like, share, subscribe, all that good internet talk, man. We really want to hear from the people. We don't mind having these conversations, man. I don't want to keep going on that shit. Like I said, that shit is depressing. I almost ignore politics to a degree when it comes to the presidency, because at this point it's just getting out of control. And you heard about this email shit now. About these don't say his name. We're not gonna say his name. The guy with the island versus the orange face fucker, saying he don't know the guy with the island. And there are emails coming out that are contrary to that information.
But that's just like he said he didn't know the founder of Binance, but you pardoned him and you got your own crypto. Like, I think that's the thing. I think it's the common sense, the lack of common sense that he thinks we're gonna believe what he said. Like, most people have common sense. Now, is there some things, and I told somebody the other day, is there some things that I may agree with one party over the other? Yes, both parties have certain views that I agree with. But overall, does it make us better? We at each other's necks and we not getting shit out of it.
And that's the real shit. Together we break chains. Chainbreaker said, I doubt those emails are real. That's the scary part of where we are in the world. We don't know what's real or what's fake anymore. We don't fucking know. And by the time we find out, it almost don't matter because it's always some shit happening now.
And that's my thing. Like, why can't we take care of ourselves? Like, we do expect these politicians to stick up for us. But right is right, wrong is wrong. Is ICE out there helping this country? Hell no. Did the farmers shit on everybody? Hell yeah. And when I say shit on, when you only think about yourself and not think about the overall effects of what each person, each job contributes to society, then you shitting on people. Yeah. If the farmers are like, that's them city folk issues, or I'm only worried about this, and now you ain't getting that, and now you want people to stick up for you, shit like that ain't gonna happen. The Latino and the black community, we come together. We came together, but there's a lot of times that we tried to speak and they didn't support what we were saying, and now they want to speak and they expect the black folk to stick up for them.
I mean, that's always how I go. Cause we lead the charge. We have the most. No. I'm not gonna say that. We have a lot of injustice that hits our community, and we go out there and we hem, haw, holler, walk, march, protest, and some people show up, some people don't. When it started affecting the other crowds, they was like, "Oh, wait a minute,
Yeah,
you treating us like the niggas." Like we at a point now where it's economics over race, but they gonna have us play the race game because if we take each other out, that's less for them to deal with.
And like
So
I said,
I fuck with the people who fuck with me. Like I kick it with the people who kick it with me. I support the people who support the people.
so this dude, he come by my job and he do deliveries, and me and him talking. He a Trump supporter, he a Republican Party supporter, he all that. And me and him having a conversation. We both stood on one side of the fence when it came to the politics, but overall, what we were both looking for is common ground. It's common ground because we were both saying the economy needs to turn around. He just thinks the Republican Party can do it. I feel like they both can do it, but I'm probably gonna side with the Democratic Party because I'm looking at the future. If I didn't have what I have, what I want and what I need help, yes. The people around me, do I want them to be better off? Yeah. And if the Democrat is going to look at and provide for the whole, I'm going to lean towards that way more so than thinking about myself because I got older family members. I got a job to worry about. I don't know what my job going to do. You see all these jobs losing. So all these companies and stuff going out of business, those people in the past, if it came down to it, they could have went and got EBT. They could have got support, but you trying to take that shit out. You trying to take the healthcare out or overprice it. That's not looking out for the next man. I understand if I work, I'm paying for somebody else that may be sitting on the couch, but in the end, I can lose my job tomorrow. Then I'm gonna be sitting on the couch.
You paying for somebody sitting on the couch. You also paying for rockets and guns and who knows what next gen technology that they gonna use to harm people. You know what I'm saying? In the sake of taxes are, if the taxes were solely spent on the shit that it was supposed to be for, we wouldn't be as bad off as we are. Some of these is not potholes. Some of these is sinkholes. Some of these neighborhoods don't have street lights. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you use the money the way it's intended, it can go a lot farther. That's where we feel like there are agendas. You know what I'm saying? It's not that hard to help people.
Real quick, I'm trying to post it, but my copy shit ain't. What's the copy?
You trying to do what?
Like Control P is to copy the link and then paste it. Control P.
Control P, Control V.
So Control P, then Control V.
Control C, Control V. My bad. Control C for copy. You want to do this on air?
Yeah.
Control C is copy. Control V is paste.
Oh, here you go. Together we break change. My bad. There goes the link. Yeah, but that's why she wanted to get in.
Well, shit, come on in.
Yeah, but what you saying on the back end?
No, I'm just saying, like, we make it difficult when we don't have to. It's a common thing that we've been doing, that we've been talking about on the show for the longest time. Is it's not that hard to help people, guys. It's just not. Together we break chain. What up, stranger? West side.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How you?
I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging in there. It's been hot out here, like 97 degrees. It's hot.
Where are you at? At
Cali.
97? I mean, I know that, but like, where the
I
fuck
live
you
in
at
the
tonight?
desert. I live in the desert.
Oh,
Yeah, I
oh,
live in the desert.
Yeah,
yeah.
I wish 97. It was 37 this morning. So I ain't gonna say that, cause I just 97 is kind of hot. That's what I say.
97 is
Right.
hot as shit.
Right.
Shit, we had what 30 something this morning here in South Carolina.
I don't want that.
Shit, I'll tell you what, give me. You can only get so naked in the heat, but in the wintertime you can put all as much shit on as you want.
Right, right.
So
Yeah.
how you been?
Hey, I'm hanging in there like a stamp on the letter.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's hanging in there. That's all. Like just doing uploads. I stopped doing actual videos going live. I stopped. I have no interest in it because I watch how hard. I'm saying you guys work hard, and I love your content. Absolutely love it. But you have people that work hard like you, and then you have those that come in and try to destroy and to um, you know, kind of distract people from what you're teaching them, and that bothers me because people don't have to do it. Um, but people out there do need to be educated, but you have those knuckleheads that just are sitting down in the basement on grandma's couch, don't have a job, smoking secondhand cigarettes and sipping leftover beers. And they come
I
on there
bought
and
this
want
beer.
to.
Thank
I'm
you.
not
I
talking about
did.
you. I'm not talking
I
about you.
bought this beer. Nobody lips was on this beer before I put mine on it.
Right. So, you got those people, and I've been looking at how people are doxing and coming into the chats and cussing people out. It's just terrible. But when you have positive information like this, positive things that you guys like, resources and things that when you bring your guest on that give resource ideas and things, how to do this and how to do that, they don't give you guys the traction. You guys should be over 100K to me with the knowledge and the stuff that you guys are doing. But the people that's getting 100K is shaking their rump, talking about drive-bys, walk-bys, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, your mama, daddy, all this stupid stuff. But when you got somebody that's willing to educate, they don't want that. They want to promote the ignorant part of, people. And I think
Well,
it's unfortunate.
when the leaders of the free world are chatty patties and unsavory types, like this is the America that we built. Now again, would I be if this wasn't my brother, would I still be doing this shit?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think I would. I'll be honest. I think I would have the conversations that I have, but I don't think I would set out time to do what we doing and put it online. This is the real thing. And I don't knock nobody that I know, but I do question. Me and my brother know a bunch of people, cuz. Not like a bunch of internet people. We know a bunch of people.
Right.
So does it get frustrating that people will stand back and ask you if you still doing some shit that they know you still doing? It's like a little frustrating. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, this is, for lack of a better word, this is our ministry. This is what we have decided what we were gonna do. So until he say I ain't with the shit no more, I'll probably be here, because at the end of the day gonna end, and that's still gonna be my brother, man. And I feel like it's important to show people be like, don't do business with family. You can do business with certain people. We gotta, we try to kill the narrative of you can't work with black folks, you can't work with your family, you can't do this, you can't do that. We come on here and I enjoy this time that I get to spend with my dog. You feel me? I enjoy that you pull up and you support us and you share, you contribute, you do all these things. I would rather focus on the people that all the way mess with what we doing versus trying to figure out why somebody don't like what we doing, or if they see we waiting to fail, or we gonna continue to watch you fail. I'm not gonna lose no sleep over that.
Right.
What you say, Carolina?
I was gonna say, like, together, like, I like doing it because we've met people like you.
Thank you.
Like my brother said, like, we know a lot of people, and there's people that I talk to every day that probably may seen 5 minutes of an episode, if they seen one episode. And then there's people I talk to every day that don't even know what I'm doing. And then there's people that encourage us every day, but then there's people like you that encourage and join the conversation. Sometimes that's the most important part, that you reaching out. Soft Light Society Media, that's my brother Homeboy. He been tapping in a lot lately, but he shows support. Like, he did our intros, and that's my brother's partner. They grew up together. So intertwining the people we grew up with, and then people like you that we meet through this. Like, if we didn't do it, we wouldn't have met you. So
shout out Jake Fever in the chat. Matter of fact,
definitely Jake Fever. What's up, Jake? We gotta get
Jake Fever.
Together we ready to change.
Have you guys considered doing, like, also streaming from TikTok? Because you get a lot of people that's on TikTok that may not know that you guys are literally streaming. So if you run both streams at the same time, you may end up surpassing YouTube, because YouTube is like smothering people out, but TikTok is actually promoting.
Well, I just got the notification this week that we're able to go live. So I guess you had to get some type of credentials to go live on TikTok, and they just sent me the notification this week about we can go live.
Yeah, that would be really, really dope. And then you can actually bring people up and, have a bigger interaction with more people, like maybe up to 10 people. And that's cool. And then you can get your time in, and people will gift you, and you'll start making money. I mean, yeah, of course, when you go live, I'll definitely let my friends know, hey, look at this. It's a lot of people. We need strong black men, because we got a lot of wimps that pretend to be a strong black man, but as soon as they get a splinter, they passing out before I do.
Man.
I'm sorry, I'm just keeping it 100. Man. You pass out, but you see the blood, and you pass out before I do. I'm like, dang, what's that? A splinter? Come on now.
It's I was out with one of my homeboys, and we went to a little sandwich shop, and there was two ladies in the sandwich shop, preparing food or whatever. And she was like, man, I really dig your energy. I was like, I appreciate that. I was like, I'm one of them old toxic motherfuckers. I'm one of the dinosaur males that, that they try to eradicate, because being a masculine man in this era, in this time, is almost dangerous. I don't think that people, if you are a masculine heterosexual male, they assume that you're a terrible person.
And that's not true.
It's not always true.
I would rather have and see, here's the thing, and like I said, I don't care who agree and who don't agree, but I feel like this with these women today, and I'm speaking on not all women, but majority of the ones that I've come across. You want so bad to be the one wearing the pants, but as soon as somebody, and you talking about men are dogs, they ain't crap, or they're a punk. But let me tell you something. Let somebody break in that house in the midnight hour. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to pat that punk on his arm and tell him to go see who's at that door. So that's one of the problems that I have. It's like they're promoting women to like try to take the place of a man. I could never take the place of a man, ever. You could never. I don't care what you do. You could never take the place of a man. It's just that anointing on a man, a real man like you two, that imitator would never be able to imitate.
I appreciate that. You know, that made me put my chest out a little bit.
My beard grew a little bit.
I know that's right. He said, I got a couple more strands in there, boy.
That's funny.
It's everything. We in such a weird place, man. It's like the internet has kind of made it to where everybody is almost the same. And when I say that to say, you got your live streamers, you got your Twitch streamers, you got everybody that's trying to do this internet shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know. You going back and forth with a male presenting adult that might be a 12-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You are tapping away, arguing with this woman that might be a man.
Right.
You are arguing with this bigot about how they feel about black people, and they might be black.
Right. Self-hating.
Like it's just a weird fucking time. And what I want people to embrace and understand, control your universe. And the things that are outside of your universe, ignore. You feel me? Like we get so caught up in these cliques and these different circles and these different demographics that we forget to be us. My mama ain't raised no fool, God.
Right.
My daddy ain't raised no punk.
Right.
So I'm comfortable being who I am, whether that's CEO or custodian.
Right.
I'm comfortable being who I am. And I think more people, they believe in their character, but they don't believe in themselves. Because most people that talk crazy, most people that talk crazy online wouldn't bust a grape in a motherfucking fruit fight.
Wait a minute. Speaking of that, I got something funny to tell you. This happened today. So I take my shorty to school, and like a lot of the people, like the parents, they just don't, because I live in a predominantly Spanish area. They speak English, but you know, they like to say me no speaker de English and all that. And so what happened is they've been having a lot of problems with the parents driving. So there's a lane where you could park, and there's a lane where the buses go. So we tell them, hey, you can't go through the bus lane. And the lady ignored us and almost hit someone's kid and kept driving like she didn't care. So they were like, just close the gate. So we were closing the gate, and we assumed that the person that was trying to sneak through the gate was a parent. We were totally at a loss. We didn't know it was the actual teacher. So I looked at her crazy, like, what's wrong with you? Didn't you just see me try to close this gate and you still gonna come through? And the lady said, oh, it's a teacher. Next thing you know, before I can even get the lock on, another girl and this Hispanic lady got to arguing. And I'm like, no, because there were kids outside. That was my concern. They're kids. They don't need to see two adults fighting. So this Hispanic lady, she began to get disrespectful with the black lady. And I'm pushing her like, just go. Don't, let it go. It's just words. So every time I pushed the lady 2 steps, the Hispanic lady would say something disrespectful. And you know how sisters is, we're not going to take your disrespect. So she turned around, and before I can even move, she was up in that Hispanic lady face like, what you going to do? That's Hispanic lady. She looked just like a statue. She didn't do nothing.
Right.
So I go back and I grab her. I said, go home, please. I said, because if you hit her, who's going to pick your kid up after school? Your child is going to come when the bell rings, and your child is going to be looking for you, and mommy's not going to be there. You're going to be at the police station looking dumb, right? So she's like, yeah, you're right. And so the lady said, that's why your wig is ugly. I said, oh my God. So
Carolina,
like,
what's my thing? What's my thing that I could tell some of y'all ain't never been punched in the face.
Yeah.
Right. So she kept going, and I'm pushing the lady down the street. Like, I'm not being disrespectful. I'm blocking her, and I'm talking to her. I'm like, look, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. No matter what she says, it's not worth it. And the lady got out the car. So what you gonna do? You want to do something? I said, listen. As soon as you hit her, she gonna call the police. Now, as soon as I said that, I promise you, as soon as I said that, she said, because if you hit me, I'm calling the police. I said, and they looked at me, they said, how did you know? I said, I just felt that she was going to say that. I said, keep going. So the lady kept talking mess. And by the time I walked back towards my car, I had to go by, I guess, the school attendants. And the Mexican lady was like, and she was with her. I said, hold on a second. I said, you don't know me and I don't know you. I said, don't put me in anything. Don't put no words in my mouth. She said, you heard me. I said, first of all, lower your tone because you way up here and I'm right here in the middle. I said, so if I decide to take off on you, you're going to feel some kind of way. I said, because I'm being respectful. So the lady stood beside me. She was like, no. I said, no, I'm not going to do it. I said, I'm just trying to show y'all what a coward she is. I said, if I take off on you, then what you going to do? I said, because you got all this mouth. And I'm merely trying to tell you, I was trying to calm the situation because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I said, but just don't put my name in anything else. So they listened to what I had to say. I said, we all wrong because we shouldn't have been out here like this. Nobody should have been out here like this, especially in front of kids. So when it came time to pick my baby up, the lady that was going to beat her up came to me like, guess what? I'm like, what? She in her car with the door locked, flipping me off. I said, did she hit you? She's like, no. I said, so what you worried about it for?
Yep.
Protect your universe,
right. That's what I'm saying. When you were saying something about people and the way they are, that's why I told you that, anybody listen to this later, what they're telling you is correct. Because if I hadn't have been there to tell her, like he said, protect your universe, protect yourself. She started recording at the point when the lady was coming at her, but she was the antagonizer. So I'm like, you can't come out of pocket like that. You can't do that. You don't know what her methods are. You don't know what she's up to. She's probably getting beat up at home or something, and she wants to take it out on you. So it doesn't matter. As long as she don't put her hands on you, you're good.
Everybody is not everybody, because you still have reasonable people out here, man. But some of us are victim of the algorithm. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We are victim of the things that we see. Oh, somebody said something crazy to us, so I'm gonna pull out my phone and show people that I ain't no punk. Mm-hmm. Or you could just move about the cabin expeditiously and go on about your way, man. I'm not letting people ruin my day, ruin my attitude, ruin my emotions. That's why I don't want to speak on politics, because blah. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to speak on why these women tough as hell, why these dudes soft as hell. I don't want to speak on that shit, God.
It's an agenda.
I don't even know if it's an agenda as much as
literally. Think about it, and I'm not trying to be controversial. Me, everybody that knows me, I can listen to like some of the stuff that you guys say, and you may not even know I'm actually in the chat, or I'll look at it later. I write down some of the stuff that I hear you guys say, and I go do my own research so that I can get a better understanding. And I do deep dives when I research. And a lot of stuff that I hear people say, once I finished doing that deep dive, I find out that it's a lot of misinformation, the way the person brought it to them. And when I try to talk to some people, they yell at me. Like, for instance, and I'm not trying to bring up nothing, like when you guys said something about the Epstein emails. So I had another channel, and someone kept striking my channel, and I wasn't in the program where I could dispute it, but I was able to save my videos, and that video that I did got struck. It was one of the videos that got struck. So what I did was I went out to prove my disdain for Donald Trump, and I did an all out. And you would have thought that I was on some kind of narcotic and something that and something that had me juiced up. I was telling people I'm studying for an exam. I would lie because I didn't want to be on the phone. I didn't want to be, bothered. So I did such a deep dive by myself, and I pulled up other things, went to different sites from different places. And what people don't know is everybody keeps trying to associate Trump with Epstein. And so when I pulled up the actual article, it was in, I have the video, I have to find it, but I can't put it on YouTube the way I did it because they'll strike me. But it was Epstein doing a real live interview with a well-known magazine. And so at this time, it had been 15 years from the time that I actually, did the video and read the articles and pulled up the information. So remember that picture that they show where Donald Trump is standing next to a young blonde-headed chick? Do you remember that picture?
I don't know a specific picture because
no, but I'm saying, do you remember seeing something like that?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so as a certified know-it-all, you can just ask me. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna beat you soft like. So what I did was I did a whole video. It was like over an hour or something, and I was showing the actual article as I was reading it. And this was his actual interview. And he said from that day, that day that you saw him in the picture, these were his words. He said that they were at Mar-a-Lago, not at the Epstein Island. They were actually at Mar-a-Lago, and they had a party and everybody was snapping pictures. And he said that Donald Trump and his wife had gone to bed that night. And so the security detail, they continued to, the party. Donald Trump said, go ahead, continue to party, no big deal. So they continued to party. And then one of the security detail actually came, to check in. And he said he saw a number of young women. So the security detail ran to Donald Trump and knocked on the door and told him that your friend got a whole bunch of underage girls, at the party. And he said Donald Trump got dressed and came down. And when he saw all those girls, he said he told us to all get out, get out, get out. These are his words, not mine. He said, get out. And he said Donald Trump from that day canceled all businesses with him. And the guy was like, you sound very emotional. He said, yeah, I lost a really good friend. We had a lot of stuff we was going to do, but from that day, and he said he still won't talk to me, and it's been 15 years. So that's why I'm having a hard time. And if I could find a way to chop that video up into bits and pieces and send you that article, you'll understand why I'm saying everything that we hear is not always true. People have a way when they have control of certain things like media, radio. Like you could say something nice to me, and then we could be joking. Next thing you know, somebody will pull the clip of me and you talking trash to each other, not knowing that we're literally playing, and they will make it seem like we're at a whole war, and it's not even true. And on the back end, we're sitting there busting up at the barbecue, high-fiving, and everybody calling us like, why y'all fighting? We like, huh?
But that's life, though. You know what I'm saying?
True. Yeah, that's true.
If I hang out,
can't destroy people like that.
Yeah,
but you can. If I hang out with crack dealers, right? It don't matter that I don't smoke crack or sell crack. If I hang out with crack dealers,
but it depends on who's the person. I wouldn't look at you and think that you were a dealer. I would think that you're just hanging out because you probably off work, ain't got shit to do.
Okay, but is it safe to say that somebody might think that I indulge or potentially, distribute crack cocaine?
If they know you, they wouldn't feel that way. If they didn't know you, they could feel that way because your character speaks for itself. The way that you and your brother present you guys self on this YouTube, I don't know you personally, but looking at you and listening to you when you come on, I can tell that you are a real gentleman. I can tell that you guys are about your business. I can tell that you guys don't start nothing and it won't be nothing. It's a lot that I read from you guys. You're very educated. You know what I'm saying? You're willing to share your knowledge. It's just so much. And if you got a sick mind, then you'll assume. So when you assume, you just turn into that ass that you are. But anybody with a right thinking brain could look and see that you guys are about business. They can see that you guys have a lot of respect for yourself and you have respect for other people. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to look and figure it out. That's their preconceived ideas, not yours. It's not your responsibility when other people have bad ideas about you. You don't know who I know. You know what I'm saying? I could know Snoop Dogg, and you'll never know it because I don't have to promote that I know him. I don't have to tell you that. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really know my story. So that's what I'm saying. There's a difference. I love this channel. I love you guys' content, and I want y'all to keep going.
Okay. I feel like
I would smoke crack if you hung out with a crackhead. I wouldn't. So you know what, soft light. You know what? I'm gonna go into prayer and I'm gonna get some blessed oil and I'm gonna send it to you.
He needed.
I feel like today, I think the toxic trait is what people like. Being toxic is what people fiend for. I think, and that's part of the division. If I disagree with somebody, I disagree. It ain't got to go no further than me disagreeing. I can either walk away, they can walk away, but there's no sense in it being a serious confrontation. It can be a disagreement, not a confrontation, but people love toxic shit, and that's part of the algorithm, and people view it. I truly believe, like my brother said, there's a lot of people that say shit online, and they do not even have those same conversations with their friends.
Sure don't.
They find people outside, they're in Montana, and they find people in Wyoming to have those conversations with, but not in their inner circle because they know what they're doing is wrong. It's just that toxic trait that they're fiending for as far as being noticed in life. Mental health.
They want to see that notification go off.
Yeah.
They want to see that push notification roll across the top of that screen. You have a new comment. You have a new like.
But it's nothing about uniting or being the same. It's about doing something fucked up or calling somebody a nigga or, somebody getting beat in the street or getting punched for no reason or just being sloppy drunk. It's all toxic shit that people find entertaining and feel like they need that shit. But that's not what gets you through life. That shit don't pay your bills. That shit don't help you talk to your kids. That shit don't educate you. It don't do none of that. But it feeds something inside you that you don't want nobody else to know, or you can't articulate that to somebody else in your circle.
Right.
Or in your family.
Facts.
Like I said, regardless of a political party, when it comes down to it, it's just me in this world. If I work with you, it's just me and you in this world. If I date you, it's just me and you in this world. If I marry you, it's just me and you in this world. If you my son or daughter, it's just me and you in this world. So when it comes down to it, we all need each other. So how can we best construct a good relationship? We don't need all that toxic shit.
Right.
Hey, Soft Light said, more simply put, bad behavior has been monetized.
Definitely has.
And it has.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying earlier. They celebrate those types of things. You got people. I've seen some things, and I subscribe to certain people. I like what I see, and I'm like, okay. And then, like maybe a couple weeks later, they'll have this beefing going on, and I'll unsubscribe. I'm not about to get stuck in the middle Because in my life, I live a quiet life. I don't have drama. I don't stir up drama. I don't bring no drama to the table. And I require the same thing from other people. Like, if you're going to be in a relationship with me as a friend, please do not bring drama to my door, my phone. Don't bring it to my email address or none of that. I don't want it, because that's not how I live. I live a quiet, peaceful life without people knocking on my door telling me, you said this and you did that. I don't get down like that. You know, I did that when I was younger. Not that I did it personally, but I would allow people to insert me into certain things. And I found myself being victimized. And I'm like, whoa, hold on a minute. I'm not about to do this no more. I don't need your friendship that bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't need your friendship. Not at all. I can be by myself.
Some people, that's the only interaction that they can get because of whatever, social anxiety,
Get a dog.
Poor economics, whatever it might be. They don't have the tools that allows them to be able to be social with the masses.
Right.
So, you know, back in the day, it was when you young, you had your outcast group. You feel me? You had the jocks, you had the nerds, you had the cheerleaders, and then you had outcasts as a group. And then you had outcasts like, buddy don't talk to nobody. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times it be the buddy that don't talk to nobody. You feel me? Or even a person in a clique, but they not the focal point of the clique. So they got to do things to stir up whatever they need. At the end of the day, we come from that old school shit. Your balls in your word.
Yep.
I'm not going to do nothing to embarrass my mother. I'm going to do whatever I choose to do. And it don't always align with maybe the way my mom or my father might think. But it's never going to be like, I'm just going to say what I'm going to say for the sake of whatever, or I'm gonna stand up and show my natural black ass to get some clicks. Like, it ain't never gonna be that.
Right.
If I get the opportunity to sit down in the boardroom with decision makers, they gonna see this same face, this same mannerisms, this same vernacular. You feel me? Because they set me up to be proud of who they raised and who I am.
Right.
So, you know, everybody don't have that, man. And that's why I try to give people a pass to a certain degree. Like, okay, I don't know how you was raised, but I wasn't raised like that. So I'm just gonna keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Now, Soft Light be stirring up shit. If you go to his page, he definitely does a lot. I mean, but he gives very thought-provoking content. Spiritual, esoteric, witchcraft, religion. He does all those things.
Deal with the witchcraft. I'm sorry, sir. Sorry.
Oh no. I mean, it's information at the end of the day. The things that he put out don't necessarily say, like, he's willing to have the conversation. That's why he's one of my best friends in the world. Because whether we believe the same shit or not, I respect him for saying what he want to say or getting out what he want to get out. You feel me? I stopped charging people for shit that I didn't like about them because I don't know your story. Now, don't get it twisted. If you are doing some shit that I don't like and I know I don't want to be involved in, I'm not going to be involved in it. It don't take dramatics. It don't take hollering and screaming. It just be like, yeah, I met him, man. He a little, you know what I'm saying? Not quite my cup of tea. I don't have bad things to say about people just because their ideas don't align with mine. You feel me?
Right.
and I get an opportunity to learn something that I didn't know. You feel me?
Right.
So, be open minded with the type of content that you seek. Be open with the kind of content that entertains you. But if they do some shit, say some shit you don't like, you wasting your energy trying to get them to change. You wasting your energy being mad at their content. Just scroll to the next one.
I have a question for Carolina. I just want to see what your opinion is. I don't know if you heard about it, but here in California, there was a lady that went into the gym. Did you hear about that story? So what happens is a gym out here in California called Gold's Gym, Golds Gym. And she said, first of all, that she was a lesbian. She's a part of the LB. I don't want to mess up the alphabet community. And so she said that this man walks into the shower where she is, and he started making comments about his manhood. He says that he's transgender. He's a female. So he starts making comments about, I think she said something about, he told her, you like peen, I'm being respectful, eggplant. And so then she said before she could turn around and say...
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That caught me off guard.
I know it did. You can say what you want to say. I'm definitely gonna say what I want to say. Go ahead.
Right. So I don't want them to not, like, when your channel grows, you get more viewers.
We did that a long time ago. It's cool.
So before she could say anything, she noticed that while she was washing her body, he was just like really staring at her. And so from the video, when he had on like them biker type pants, and you can see that him looking at her made him grow, if you get what I'm saying. So he's saying that he's a woman, and she of course went off and started cussing and talking about, you got men in the women's locker room and the showers with big dicks and this, that, and the other, and these men could be like, you could have all your hair and stuff like like you Carolina, and walk in there and say you're a woman, and they won't say anything. And I'm asking you, if you saw that situation and your girl was in the bathroom and a grown man with a full beard and mustache, and he's masculine, and he says I'm a woman, and he's about to walk in there while she's occupying, what would you do?
Now that would be a confrontation. I mean, like, people.
But he said he's a woman, though.
I don't care what you say you is. I'm gonna tell you what you look like. I'm just saying. I'm being honest, like, because I got a daughter, right. So I'm not gonna want her being in a changing room or in a situation where it's open and somebody else sits, because you don't know what they are looking at. And obviously, if his dick rolls, then he looking at something.
Right.
I don't care how you put it. I think people need to be responsible, even in the alphabet. People, I think there's also needs, if they want us to assume something, we have to assume that they're gonna be responsible with their choices. Mm-hmm. And that's not a responsible choice. If you look like a man and you get hard, and there's a woman in there, you should be responsible to be like, I'll wait at least till she get out.
Okay.
Just to be respectful.
Also, she should get her shit and go.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, she was naked. She was naked in the shower.
I mean, shower over.
Yeah.
Right.
Shower over.
Yeah, she was like, when she noticed him staring at her, and she was like, oh. And she was like, I guess she put the towel and stuff around her, and the other women were like very uncomfortable. But later on, TMZ, I do not like that show, because they are so, I think they're not doing their due diligence when it comes to investigation. So they interview him, And he says that he's been transitioning and doing all this stuff, but 6 months prior, he was married and he beat his wife to a pulp, disfigured her face, and stole her name, Alexis, and said that he was transitioning. So he has a record that he whooped his wife 6 months ago. Now to go into women's spaces to feed your fantasy or whatever it is, you say you're a woman. I think that if you want to do all that, they should definitely have bathrooms only designed for transgenders. But they don't want to do that, though. That's why I say I believe a lot of this is BS.
You walk on a fine line between lawsuits, too.
That's
as a company, they're walking a fine line between lawsuits.
To me, any unwanted interaction should still be grounds for assault. You feel me? Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna get on the trans thing. I agree with a lot of the things Dave Chappelle said. So I'm not gonna get on the trans thing. I'll say what I always say. Nobody deserves to be harmed for feeling how they feel about themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody deserves to be harmed. But we should be able to pick out these perverts that are playing and trying to walk the line.
Right.
You feel me? So if you are a man that thinks he's a woman, or a woman that thinks they're a man, you still require a certain level of decorum in public.
Yeah.
So just because you feel like you feel, don't give you cause to be a perv.
Right. But check this out. They canceled her membership because she did they recorded her yelling and screaming, saying that men are able to walk in women locker rooms and, you know, have full penises and this, that, and the other, and look at women. Yeah, they canceled her membership. So another guy, a Caucasian guy, he said, please contact me. He went on TikTok. He told her to contact him. He's going to pay for her membership to another gym that she doesn't have to do that. He's going to take care of it as long as she goes to the gym. He's going to take care of everything for her. And my thing is, you can be who you are. And I'm not like what they call transphobic and all this stuff. The only thing I don't like is, don't call me a breastfeeder when a chest feeder. I'm not a chest. I don't have a chest. I have breast. Okay, and they all come. And every woman's breasts come in different sizes. The ones that even if you buy them, you know what I'm saying. Don't call me a chest feeder. Shut up, fool. They
I like all of them.
You like the crispy ones too that come in a box. But go ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
They call us, instead of saying that we breastfeed because it hurts their feelings, they want to change it to chest feeding. Then they want to call us cis women. Like, I'm not your sister. And then I told one person, I said, let me break down some real biology for you. You go and you have a sex change operation and you look like a woman. I said, but let's say, God forbid, and I need everybody to hear this, God forbid somebody take your life and toss you over into the bushes somewhere. When they find your skeletal remains, it's going to say that you are a male, because that is how your bones are structured. You can't break your bones and structure your bones into a woman, because you've already grown into that male. Your male chromosomes is all throughout your bones. So there's nothing you can do about that. So this is the part, it's the flesh part that you're presenting as a woman. But when they find your remains, it says something different. I mean, that's what they need to understand.
I'm not arguing with you about how you feel about yourself.
Yeah, about yourself. I can see
I'm
that.
not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna understand it. I'm not gonna play like I understand it. I don't like or dislike it. But
Right.
in order for me to be able to operate, I just gotta say I can't tell you how to feel about yourself. You feel
Right.
me?
And that's like, you know, when I go through drive-thrus, I ain't gonna lie. I do yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, and I do it off your voice. And have I been wrong? I've been wrong several times. Do I care? I don't care because I had good intentions when I did it.
Right.
Regardless of how you took it through that phone, when I said it, I had good intentions. So when I plugged at the window, whether your look is disrespectful towards me or not, I don't even care because I had good intentions when I did it. I didn't know what you looked like on the other side of that microphone in the fast food restaurant. But I just feel like there's people
Soft
trying
like it's crazy.
Yeah, but it's like you want us to understand, as they say, you want us to understand what took you 5, 6, 10 years to understand. But I'm trying to be respectful, even though you don't want to be, even though you're not taking as a respectful. I'm trying to be respectful. It may come off disrespectful, but I'm trying to be respectful. So if I say yes, sir, and you look like a man, but you really a woman,
Okay. Hey, look, it's been a good show. I'm I am off this shit, bro. Hey, look, I appreciate you together for always being in here and supporting the brothers, man. You always come in with the proper energy. You always support. Soft Light, my dog, you may be misunderstood. I think you an asshole personally. But he my homeboy. He one of my oldest friends.
He is funny.
Yeah, hey, check out his content, man. Some of it's a little spooky. Some of it's not. Some of it's just thought provoking. I enjoyed the art of the conversation. That's what this is built off of. Carolina, what you gonna say before we get up out of here?
Once again, shout out to all the veterans. Shout out to all the veterans. Y'all committed the ultra sacrifice, regardless if you went to war or not, because there's a lot of people that didn't sign their name on that paperwork. There's a lot of people that didn't make it to basic training. There's a lot of people that didn't make it through basic training. There's a lot of people that didn't make it 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years, but all y'all did it. So salute to all y'all. If I knew how to do a real salute to all y'all. Thank you for everyone's service. And there's a lot of, and people forget, the families of the veterans need to be acknowledged also.
Thank you.
They've been through a sacrifice, and they've been sacrificed for the world sacrifice or for the United States sacrifice.
In a real way.
To the families of the soldiers, whether they stuck it out or not. At the beginning, you was there. So salute to all the veterans and their families.
Yes, definitely.
Hey man, look, this is the BOTB Live Show. I'm Jay Walker, and this is what I say. No matter how you feel about you, that shit is personal. Other people might feel differently about how you feel about you, and that's all right too, as long as they don't put their hands on you. You feel me? They might say some things that you don't agree with, and that hurt your feelings. You're not going to escape this life without hurt feelings. So, build your universe, protect your universe, love the people who love you back always. And until the next time, man, y'all be easy. We gone.
Peace.